Very funny man, plays all over town. You're going to love him. Give it up for Andy Rosenthal, everybody. Give it up for Andy.
Hey, how's everyone doing tonight? I don't even know why I asked. I don't care. I'm fucking pissed. Everyone in New York pisses me off. You look nice. You're pissing me off right now, big time. Even walking to work, I just get so angry at everyone. It's like I walk down the street, and every time the only two Asian girls that live on my block, they walk right in front of me. And that sucks because Asians are the only people in America that walk worse than they drive. It's terrible. And they all walk the same way, like kind of hunched over and smiling, holding their purse, taking little geisha steps. It's like they had to take a class on how to walk like that in order to get into our country in crates or ships or however Asians get here, I don't know. And you try to get around them on the sidewalk, I look like I'm doing Dance Dance Revolution till I try to get by them. Fucking terrible, but everyone on the street's an asshole. Over the weekend, I saw this guy walking his dog, and I like dogs, so I go over to him like, oh, what's your dog's name? He just yanks the collar away from me. Like, I'm gonna rape his dog right there on the street, like I'm some predator. It's like, come on, I'm a decent enough guy. Take the dog back to my apartment, give him a belly rub, some snacks first, and then shit'll get weird. On CNN.com, there was this article recently about this guy. He built a sex robot. Right at the top of the article is a picture of the robot and the guy. Took one look at this thing, I'm like, oh my God. That right there, that is definitely what a guy who builds a sex robot looks like. Like nails it, kind of middle-aged, fat, balding, glasses, has that tired look on his face, like he just cannot wait around playgrounds anymore trying to lure kids into his van. He's like, fuck it, I'm building a robot. And, he's charging $7,000 for this thing, $7,000. Do you know how many Thai boys you could buy with $7,000? Well, you get one fucking robot? Like, this guy's a dick. But, he did put some work into it. He programmed personalities into this. One of them is Preppy Priscilla, which, makes sense. Because when I think of a girl that's locked in a closet and only comes out to get railed by some fat, sad old guy between games of World of Warcraft, I'm thinking, yeah, that's Preppy Priscilla right there, to a T. And, it took this guy 3.5 years to build the thing. And he's married. So I could only imagine how fun that household was like. He gets home every day. Oh, honey, you're home from work going straight to the basement? And why do you have a gag ball, a wrench, and KY jelly? What are you doing down there? Last month I was at the doctor. And as we're wrapping up, the doctor looks me in the eye. He's like, listen, Andy, gotta have a healthier lifestyle. I don't want you coming back here when you're 30 with diabetes. I was like, wow, you're the meanest optometrist in New York. Like, that has nothing to do with my eyes. You're just a dick. But, he's right. I could stand to lose a couple pounds, but the problem is I have an unhealthy relationship with food. I love food. Love food. Like, I'm about to eat her green beans and I don't even like vegetables. They don't even look good. Oh, sorry, focus. So most weekends, on Friday nights, I go out and drink until I black out. And a normal single 26-year-old in the city, when he wakes up in his bed confused, he might look over in the bed next to him and see if there's a girl there. Once upon a time, this was true for me, but now I wake up in a cold sweat, searching my apartment, hoping to God I do not see a pizza box or old McDonald's bag of food. Like when your life takes that turn where you're more worried about blackout fast food eating than you are about blackout sex, you have an unhealthy relationship with food. But, I have lost some weight recently. When I was in college, thank you. No, I look good. There was a time where I weighed 300 pounds, like 3 bills gross. And to do that, you have to live at Wendy's, which I did. And, it's not fun being a fat guy in Wendy's. It's about as much fun as, registering to be a sex offender. You walk in there and you hope to God there's no one in there you know. You're not making eye contact with anyone. And, there's always, 2 fucking skinny prick college kids behind you being like, Steve, look at this guy. what is he gonna order? 20 bucks as he biggie sizes it. So you're listening to this. You know, you take your walk of shame up to the counter, and you don't want anyone to know what you're ordering. I mean, this is terrible. So you're like, I'll have a number 12. I'm gonna biggie size it. And the woman behind the counter, the way it works at Wendy's is she has to repeat your order in a microphone to the people in back that are cooking it. So you go through all this to make sure no one knows. She goes, this fat ass wants a number 12. Biggie size it. So as you can imagine, at this point in my life, it wasn't that easy to get girls, go on dates. And I would ask my friends for some advice, and none of them had the heart to be like, 300 pounds, put the fork down, get on a fucking treadmill. So I'd ask my female friends, what should I do? And they're like, oh, you gotta be nice. So I tried that. I tried being really nice. And after 2 weeks of drinking Jamba Juice in the park and painting nails, I realized they just think I'm gay. This isn't working at all. So I asked some of my guy friends, what should I do? And they're like, fuck that, be a dick. I'm like, yeah, I'll be a dick. So that night I go to the bar, first girl I see, I'm like, hey, lose 5 pounds, shave that mustache, we'll talk later. She didn't like that. So finally I asked one of my older brother's friends, and he's in a stable relationship. He's like, fuck all that, just be yourself, just be Andy. I'm like, okay, that sounds like a good idea. And I thought about it a little more, and I'm like, wait a second, do I really want the girl that's attracted to a 300-pound guy, sits on his couch in a bathrobe eating cookie dough, jerking off to Oxygen Channel because he doesn't afford Cinemax? I think I'll just stick to being a dick. Thanks, guys, you were great.
Andy Rosenthal, give it up.